Before we start, I'd like to thank you all for all of the support on my most recent video. And onto the video. We can all agree that Poppy Playtime is at least one of the top 10 best horror games of this decade. But in 2021, when Chapter 1 released, people did not agree. It wasn't because the game was bad, but because it was short. The characters were obviously cash grabs, they did NFTs, and most importantly, their channel's animation that profited off the game in a content farm way. So with that out of the way, we'll be going over the story of how Poppy Playtime earned its respect over time. With every video I put out, we have to lay a foundation. In October of 2021, Mob Games, known at the time, dropped the game Poppy Playtime after being hyped on Twitter. While their Kickstarter failed to bring more to the game, they still managed to be able to afford most of the game that would make it feel complete. So Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 technically released in an unfinished state. Mob Entertainment claimed that they wanted a unique experience for all to play the game, and they didn't want to make it some walking simulator, so they added a mechanic, the Grab Pack. This made the game much funner, and even maybe scarier. And the game was really good. Everyone agreed that it was scary as hell, and the jump scares were on top. The only thing that was bad was what the creators were doing at the time. You see, first off, they owned a channel called Zamination, which did FNAF animations before Poppy Playtime came out. But after the release, they started doing Poppy Playtime animations, and as you can see, it spiraled into content farming thumbnails and videos. They did videos where they made compilations of animations they did before to draw you in for 8 minutes so they could put in a good old mid-roll ads. While they earned money from the games this way, it was not good. So they were killing their own game by disguising it as a kid's game with the thumbnails they were dropping. And then the big problem that people were mad at were the NFTs they dropped before Chapter 2's release that contained secret lore. And since the Mob Entertainment's fall and some others, the fanbase of Poppy Playtime at the time was, let's say, young. So they were basically promoting NFTs to kids. And it gave lore, so of course little Timmy would swipe that baby credit card on every single one. So normally, when Poppy Playtime came out, every content farm started spamming videos out, and god damn did they earn views. I'd have to say this is the most views earned from one series, as it was over 2.5 billion views on YouTube that were earned from the series, and half of it was content farms. This led people to hate it, and from Chapter 1 to Chapter 2, Poppy Playtime was clowned on. But something changed. On August 6th, 2022, Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 had its first teaser, and it was really dark.
There is nothing more gratifying to my soul than being the reason for a child's smile, to be the spark that ignites all their hopes and dreams.
And while this wasn't as dark as the ones to come, this one really hit hard. The children laughing, slowly turning into bloody screams. Now everyone was interested. The people who were hating before finally turned their heads and saw the potential that the series had. The potential that was finally blooming. And that was confirmed on July 26th, 2022. This was one of the darkest trailers they have ever released, and people were hyped. I remember watching this on my new couch, and I was horrified. I think this is one of the best trailers Mob Entertainment has released. No, the best teaser trailer Mob has ever launched was this one. The Yarnaby one wasn't even close. The bass with all of the children crying, slowly turning into screams as the teaser goes on until it builds up to the finale of Catnap scratching the wall, and then this was by far the best chapter yet, and this was the most popular one, because the hype was real. But unfortunately, its release date of winter was delayed. But with it, it came another trailer, which made everyone more hyped, and during this all, the drama faded away, and content farms they did were gone. It was all Poppy Playtime, and what the game was supposed to be. And when they dropped their final trailer, it was insane. Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 launched, and everyone loved it. It was being praised by the people who once disliked it, and the reviews flooded in very quickly as overwhelmingly positive. And while the Poppy Playtime content farms were stronger than ever because of the smiling critters, the game tried to drown that out with the disturbing Dog Day scene, the Mist Light chase, and all of the amazing scenes, lore, and characters revealed. And the hype was insane for Chapter 4. Yarnaby was one of the most loved characters yet, and everyone was hyped for the Doctor. The ARGs were insane, bringing people to real-life forests, and when the game released, it was pretty buggy, but Mob fixed it up. Poppy Playtime earned its respect, and comments on the theme song for Chapter 1 always have the top comment be around the following. When Chapter 1 came out, I honestly thought this game wouldn't progress into anything special, and man, I was 1000% wrong. I'm so excited for Chapter 5. Oh yeah, also, Examination finally went out of content for him.